in their way, looking to put the record straight after that upset against Latvia last time out. Here comes Team USA. Making the crowd wait. Making the Germans wait. Cycle winning not what is now his 40th face-off win. Mr. Matthews, the captain, dispossessed by Stutzla. Then it's a grab for the puck, but Matthews wins first. It's a low shot in front of goal, and a third pad save from Franz Rabe in the match. Team USA with the opportunity as Gensel played it through for Baldy. He tried to shift the angle onto his favoured left side. Franz Rabe shifted his weight well to save low. Reichel. Gavanka from centre right. Now Reichel looking up for options. Might have to go alone. Try to out the angle and just flick one off the backhand in towards Jack Hughes for Team USA, who are trying to regain their nerve here. Across to the circle, fired low. No need for Franz Rabe to make the save. Gensel. And then squared across, but he could jump trying. Franz Rabe spreading himself, managing to get back upright as the next shot comes in, and he's across to the front door again. One more opportunity that Franz Rabe. Well, the cider came off the skates of Matthews, the captain. Baldy again. Both teams doing really well when they lose the puck to get into defence quickly as it's a skate on towards goal and I think hit the post in this opening period. There's a wonderful collection. Eichel comes a long way with it. He's going to try and use his pace to get it into the corner. Doesn't meet it first. Keeps the pressure on though. Nice turn in front of the net. And somehow saved by Franz Rabe. Quinn Hughes. Back to the blue line. Werenski moves it on to Hughes, who's found a bit more room to put it in towards the crease. Turkey gets it again. USA having to shift around here. Turkey back. Muller in towards the circle. Shooting chance. It's spilled by Hellebuck. Muller finds Szymanski. Sider just about straddles the blue line and gets the shot, and he's got to loop into the danger area. Eichel scuffing that one, but it goes in towards the path of Quinn Hughes, and Eichel gets a much better hit on that one. The rebound, Baldy couldn't take it in his stride. It got away from him. He had Matthews at the back door. Here's Matthews now, who's come over to assist. It's off for the space in the circle, and Team USA score. It has been an enthralling back and forth scrap all the way through the first period. An arm wrestle that has swung one way then the other. And Draisaitl holding it up, across to the near side. Stutzla left it, thinking there was someone behind him. There was, but it was an American jersey, and through they go. Nearly a short-handed goal that's denied, and then the rebound comes through. And Franz Rabe making two saves from two attempts. Giveaway from Germany. Full strength with Eichel back on ice and receiving it, and the breakaway opportunity for Eichel if he can hold off the defender. He teases it towards goal. Franz Rabe is flat out on the puck, and then there will be a penalty coming now for interference. Eichel opportunistic, straight back onto the ice. Couldn't make the backhand shot count in the opening 3 and a bit minutes of the second. Thompson. Nicely worked. Quinn Hughes low in towards the crease. The puck is loose, and it is scored by the captain, Matthews. Team USA showing Germany how to cash in on the power play. Such a slick move. Quinn Hughes dumping it in towards the crease, and Franz Rabe got a piece on that. off the chest. And in front. Thundering in there was Brady Kachuk. He'd only been on the ice a few seconds. And immediately turning from defence into attack. And I think that one clipped the frame of the goal. The Americans looking for more, and it's floating around the goal. Getting lost under him. USA halfway through the penalty kill. Draisaitl. Work through for Peterka. Once again straight at Hellebuck, who crucially Sider. One-timer, saved by the pad. This time there is a chance for a rebound. Szymanski in front of the net here as Draisaitl wants to feed it through. Deflects. Szymanski's sniffing around. Peterka back for Draisaitl in the circle. Plenty of traffic ahead. Sider drills through and he deflects into the top netting once again with USA at full strength. Stutzler, Draisaitl. USA again holds firm. And now a through on the breakaway. And it's a big save by the pads of Franzre at the top of the ice. But it's a long way back for him now. And Sanderson brings it forward. Boldy works the room for the shot. Excellently done. Team USA, 2.5 minutes now remaining in the second period. Eichel, very good shot round the back. Fired in, and it's an attempted jump save that's gone horribly wrong. And from the blue line, Team USA fire home a third. It's going to be forced. A one-time dump. Eichel getting the stick in front of Franzre there. It just goes through the grab. Oh, lovely work from Team USA, bearing down on goal. No finish at the end of it. Glazed over. Werenski fires it through. Almost a block coming in from Thompson as it came up towards his thigh there. Larkin trying to get it towards Thompson. Werenski blocks it and then fired in. How about that for Team USA to get their fourth goal? Tage Thompson with a ripper. His second of the tournament. Nelson on the ice. JT Miller hot in pursuit. No icing as there was a deflection on that puck. Chatrooms on the backhand screws it back to his brother Quinn. Quinn square into the crease. JT Miller trying to wrestle free. Tries to use the left side of his body to hold off the attention of Boldy and then just keep the stick in the right hand, but it's given away. Matthews looking crafty. Boldy back. Werenski back to Boldy. Werenski again. Lovely play. Saved by Franzre. Matthews. Going to come round the back here. Team USA. Good stick check coming in from Visman. Sanderson. Oh, brilliant. Sanderson firing towards the far stick. Matthews was there at the back door ready. Back to the blue line it went. Sanderson firing. And then the second time of asking, Austin Matthews made it work. First effort off the crossbar, and then it came back out. And he made pressure continuing. Peterka was almost round the back on the right. Battling to keep the stick. Now shooting on duty, Stutzler. This is his moment. Scores for Germany. National heroes welcoming that goal finally for Germany. And Stutzler had the presence of mind to take his time. He wasn't rushed by the flailing Noah Hannafin sliding out towards him. Leader of a new generation of German talent. And it still comes forward. Ill now firing in the effort. on Hellebuck, and the crowd encouraging. Visman, 2 in front of the net, trying to leap out of the way of the shot coming through, then the chance for the wraparound. Stopped by Hellebuck in his crease. Larkin, well, they've been with them all the way here at the Milano Santa Giulia Ice Hockey Arena, where Team USA complete the preliminary rounds at Milano Cortina 2026 with 3 wins from 3. And it finishes in Group C. 3 wins from 3 for USA. Welcome to day 11 of Milano Cortina 2026, the Olympic Winter Games. And in the men's ice hockey, it's elimination time for a place in the quarterfinals for one of Germany or France. The stage set at the Milano Santa Giulia Ice Hockey Arena for 2 teams needing to do battle for a spot in the final 8. Germany, 2 defeats out of the 3 for them. France failing to take any points in their 3 matches. But victory, quite simply the order of the day. Great support as ever for these 2 proud European nations. For Germany, they lost 2 out of 3 in both Beijing and Pyeongchang in the preliminary stages. In Beijing, it was a disappointing 10th place finish for them as they failed to make the quarters. But it was a good omen in 2018, as despite the setback, they went on for silver. For France, this is their first Olympic Games since 2002. They're looking for a spot in the top 8 for the first time since their home games in Albertville 1992. So this is what's at stake for the winners of Germany against France, a place in the quarterfinals against Slovakia. On the other side of the draw, Canada and the United States laying wait in the quarters for the winners of Czechia against Denmark or Sweden against Latvia.
Well, here's the German team getting ready before this qualifying game. Only 1 win in the first 3 games of the tournament. This is a team that has veteran players and knows and understands how to ratchet it up. They will be ready to go. You can see Moritz Seider over there on the right-hand side. Nobody has played more minutes than Seider in this tournament. They're going to lean heavily on him to be a big influence in this outcome. Philip Grubauer, they go with the veteran here in this game, and why not? This is a seasoned veteran in the National Hockey League, and for Grubauer, he knows how to ratchet up his game. Having one of his best seasons in the National Hockey League, there's Seider again. They'll rely heavy on him, the big German defenseman. He's been fantastic, and they're looking for a win to push them into the quarterfinals. mentioned Sider, John, but they're going to rely heavily on Draisaitl and Stützle. They're number 1 and 2 and 4 at ice time throughout this tournament, and so that's something we'll look for in this game. They're going to lean heavily on the top 2 lines, but everybody is going to need to pull on the rope for Germany to break through to the quarterfinals. Team France, this is a special moment for all these players. As you mentioned, they haven't been here since 2002. So for all of these players, it's an older team, almost 30 years old in average. They're ready for this one. They did not win a game in the first 3 games they played in the tournament, but they're looking to try and break through in many, many ways. A veteran team that have been rewarded for their continued support of France hockey, and that's Julien Junga, who's going to get the start here in this one this afternoon against the Germans, and he's a big goaltender, takes up a lot of space. He's had a strong start. He's had the best numbers for any goaltender for France. And Alexander Texier, we know him. He's a young star for the France team. Plays for the Montreal Canadiens in the NHL, and he's going to look forward to him to be on top of his game. A little bit of switching here for France in the lineups, looking for a little more balanced attack amongst the 3 lines. And we're going to see Krinon is obviously not here tonight, so for the defensemen of the France defensemen, they're going to have to step up, and more guys are going to have to play more loose. Contiello is going to be injected into the lineup. They're going to expect him to step in and eat some minutes as well.
So Team France, as we mentioned, looking for what would be a first Olympic victory since 1998. If they're to get into the quarterfinals, could potentially be an historic day for them. But the force of Team Germany in their way. A hot ticket for Germany and for France here at the Milano San Giulia Ice Hockey Arena. The Olympic rings bathed in sunshine. Who will light up this arena for a place in the last 8? Germany taking on France for a place in the quarterfinals of the men's ice hockey here at the Milano Cortina 2026 Olympic Winter Games.
Well, this is what it's all about right here. You gather together before the game, before you step on the ice this afternoon. The nerves are high for both of these teams getting ready to step out on the ice. It's going to be important for each team respectively to try and get into this game early. Make sure those nerves don't make you make bad decisions on the ice. Use it in an effective way.
Anticipation in the tunnel, and very shortly there will be adulation in the crowd as these 2 teams will take to the ice. Team Germany taking to the ice. Leon Draisaitl, their captain, the flag bearer at the opening ceremony, one of the stars in the NHL. But there will be no bigger moment in his career if he can help gear Germany towards a shot at a medal. As for Team France, they come out onto the ice looking to make history if they are to progress to the next stage of this competition. So the officials for this one, both from the IIHF, Michael Campbell of Canada and Christopher Holm of Sweden. A shake of hands between the 2 captains, but the feeling once they're out on ice now with so much at stake, absolutely palpable for the 2 teams. Harold Kreis of Team Germany, the head coach, twice represented the West Germans in the 1980s at the Olympics. It's his first Olympics as head coach. and he is putting his faith in the experience of NHL star goaltender Philippe Grubauer. And Yorick Trey, the head coach for France, only retired playing in 2019. Of course, his younger brother, Sacha Trey, is in the French roster as well. Julien Juncker, who has the best save percentage of France's 3 goaltenders that they've rotated in these Olympic Games so far. He will start this match.
Important to get off to a good start here. Leon Draisaitl, rightfully so, no forward has played more minutes than Draisaitl in this tournament, and they lean on him heavily. You know, had some chances throughout this tournament. The puck hasn't been going in the net, but in this game here, you know, he is going to be very, very excited to get things going. No shots in the last game versus the United States. I expect Leon to come out aggressively. And Pierre-Edouard Bellemare, the oldest player in the tournament for France, goes head-to-head with Leon Draisaitl. Great to see him out there. He's a guy that's put that commitment into the game.
Away we go for a place in the final 8 for Team Germany and Team France. France on the front foot early on, trying to get in front of the net. Couple of efforts coming in, the second one of them blocked as Draisaitl's eyes light up for the first time, and he releases Reichel, just turning direction and then sending it back to the blue line. It goes in towards the front of the net. Tuffel's keeping it alive despite a glove being lost in that. And France are able to see out the first initial German offensive. Both teams in the opening 30 seconds getting a little bit of life in front of the opposing goal.
And you can see early on a couple of shots that go to the net on each side respectively, and that's kind of early on. You can see the jitters that are there. That puck's bouncing a little bit. Important for each team to settle things down and try and find their game.
Took a contact on the way through there, so when the puck went in from the France half of the ice and towards the goal line, because it took a deflection through, there's no icing called, and it means that this hasty start to this elimination encounter can continue, with Szymanski getting into the French zone. Peterka's got an option square. Peterka across, and he was a little touch off the stick there that denied Stutzler from getting a clean strike towards the goal.
Great defensive play. Incredible. Stutzler's putting that in the back of the net. Peterka, nice fake on the shot. Look for Stutzler far side, and an excellent defensive play by the France defenseman to chip that over the stick and not allow that high-quality chance.
And towards centre ice, and now an opportunity to France to try and make inroads. Held up and then sent around the wall. Chakriashvili is the one that's going to meet it and move it back to the blue line, and Trey, the younger brother of head coach Yorick Trey, held up from the back from France once again. Through centre ice it goes.
Levising's waved off here early on.
Now move forward. Opportunity for Storm. Holds it up, then plays it into the centre in front of the net, and there's going to be a power play coming shortly for Germany. They still have possession of the puck, so Grubauer is out of his net, and they now go 6-on-5. Draisaitl, the extra forward. He tried to tease one towards the net. France get the puck back, and we will see the first power play of the game. And France, who have conceded the most penalties in the prelim rounds, they are now going to be down a player.
Yeah, and for Germany, they want to get their power play going. And Wagner with a nice activation here to get up in the play, and he makes that move. And Reitz is the one that got the stick in there a little bit too far. So here it is here. You're going to see Wagner just kind of gets this puck, makes a nice inside-outside move, gets hooked up on the play. First power play to Germany.
Draisaitl, who's won the most face-offs in the preliminary round of this competition, losing out in the 50-50 battle there, as France will look to dig in for the next couple of minutes to try and succeed on the penalty kill. They've conceded 3 out of the 12 power plays so far in this tournament. But Germany will be seeing this as a really big early opportunity as Peterka gets to the corner and then scoots it back for Draisaitl. Nonchalant flip with the backhand to Seider. Szymanski has Stutzler as the German heavyweights look to try and be patient in their probing here. Stutzler slipping in the circle. Gallet getting involved but unable to get purchase on the puck. Seider now back for Draisaitl. Draisaitl being forced into a corner here as the passing lane from France being well negotiated right now. Draisaitl just teasing things in the circle to the goal line. He gets it back from Peterka. Draisaitl, the German captain there. Stallman looks to go short side. He's going to whip round the back for Seider. Stutzler now trying to weave. Chance in front of the net here. Move square for Draisaitl. He had the angle. He gets the goal. And Germany on the power play hit the front in a little over 3 minutes of this crucial game.
Excellent movement of the puck around the offensive zone by Germany here. Just a couple of times it was up for grabs. So important to win those 50-50 battles. But this is just execution. Stutzler kind of brings this from down low. This is a beautiful pass from Szymanski over to Draisaitl. Edmonton Oilers teammates in the National Hockey League, and Szymanski on the backhand side finds Draisaitl. He loves to shoot the puck from this spot. The best in the world, in my opinion, at doing it. And he gives Germany an early 1-0 lead.
The hopes of a nation on the captain, the flag bearer, Leon Draisaitl. Not only the importance of getting the early goal, but first chance on the power play, making it count as Germany in again. Shot towards the near side is blocked well from Juncker.
Well, it's a great point when you're going up against the team that's taken the most penalties as Germany is here against France. You know that you have to make them pay when they take the infractions against you. And for Leon Draisaitl, he's always been a power play specialist. He can pass and shoot equally as well. But this is a beautiful play from Stutzler, putting it down to Szymanski. And Szymanski, with that backhand pass, he's got to lift it over the stick to get it over to Draisaitl. He makes that happen, and Draisaitl, you give him that chance from there, he's going to make you pay.
In the corner as Germany looking to try and keep the pressure on France. The French getting that early setback as that puck gets scooped in between the two benches. And one really interesting thing about this, you mentioned that pass from Szymanski, and it's Juncker having to move from one post to the other, and there's the open goal.
And you can see the ground he has to cover, right? So he has to respect the fact that Szymanski on the backhand side can bring that puck to the net. So he has to hold his ground, Juncker, until the last second before exploding from right to left, but it's too late as Draisaitl, that quick release, and it was lightning fast that he gets it away in the back of the net.
France winning that face-off. And now looking to try and get in front of the net. Deflects around the back. Onto yellow all the way around, and it's Set Chakriashvili scampering back towards his own goal line to reset things for France.
So there, the France players thought that puck went directly up over the glass. It did not. The official immediately waved that it had tipped before going over. Yorick Trey, my old teammate back in the American Hockey League, had a long extended career after he came back to his homeland, and he's coached the young players for France and now taking over the head. And Harold Kreis is a top-notch coach for Team Germany. That stern, sharp look, he expects his players to come well prepared to play.
Seider driving from the back to Draisaitl. France battling for that well, and now in centre ice, just getting the rub of the green. Thierry trying to get it sideways across. Wagner was in his way. Looping puck that's picked off by Germany. And it's good back checking from Gallet, but he's had his pocket picked behind goal. Tuffle's twisting and turning, trying to find his mate, Draisaitl. But Gallet back on the scene again. And it's players like Gallet that really need to settle into this contest for France to set that tone after an early setback.
Yes, absolutely. And, you know, you get that first goal scored against you, and it's important. And I thought France against Canada in their last game, the one thing they did well, they were very physical, and they played a real strong defensive game. They're going up against a powerhouse in Canada, but they defended. They were physical. They closed time and space. Don't look for every single shift to try and get this goal back. You have to stay in a patient game, but when you do get your chances, go for it.
Stutzler finding Visman. Stutzler again, driving from the centre ice. Dumped into the corner, and he'll scamper onto that first. France getting it back, though. Perret trying to make a combination, putting the pressure on Muller. Backed up by Bellemare, the captain, using all his experience, and he gets it back for Perret. Now an opportunity from the circle. De Costa slightly out of his stride there, and Bellemare on the stretch can't keep the puck inside the German zone. France resetting, and there'll be an offside calls as the French hadn't all got themselves back in the centre zone in time, and so play will restart very shortly here with Germany leading France 1-0. Tim Stutzler on the left of screen there, coming into this one as Germany's top scorer. 4 goals from 11 shots before this one. In fact, no one has scored more goals in these Olympic Winter Games so far than the German forwards. This is captain Leon Draisaitl that separates the two teams here in the opening period. France getting the face-off, moving it round the back of the net. Muller trying to move it forward for Germany up against his opposite number there in Florent Douay. But Muller's the one that comes away with the puck. He wants to scoop it beyond the goal line. He was beyond the red centre line, so no icing, and now Germany are able to pitch their tents inside the France zone, trying to play the cross pass in front of the net. I think the France goal has just been moved off its perch there. The officials haven't noticed it yet.
Yep. And whistle down now.
Indeed, play has stopped.
So a little collision here as you're going to see a little slip. And sometimes when you're trying to track, it's friendly fire. You bang into your own player. You're trying to avoid a heavy contact. And that's big. Adamo that goes down, and he's a big human being, and he goes right into the net.
Well, Germany on the back foot when it comes to the face-offs at the moment. France getting another one there, but quickly Germany getting it back with Tuffle. Using all this physicality to try and keep that one round the net. France fighting, but losing the battle. Wagner, Seider, efficiently into the path of Draisaitl, just dribbles away from him, and then there's a collision that might open the door here for France. Perret with the opportunity. Wagner was quickly across into the corner, and Seider on the retreat, trying to spare his own blushes there, as he and Draisaitl got far too close for comfort, but now Germany have the opportunity on the transition. Reichel trying to flick it back in front of the net. Dreisaitl was on the scene, but not before a French jersey got it first. And now Bellemare, the captain, trying to reverse play into centre ice. But again, possession changing hands, and Germany trying to up the tempo, up the pace, and get that slight error behind them. Peterka sending it northwards, and Juncker is able to put his cap on it. And France with a brief bit of possession. Germany heavy on the forecheck though, and just like that, they get the tempo back in their favour once again. France coming up the rink, sending it high across the wall, and then fired in towards Grubau's goal. He didn't know too much about it there, Grubauer, but in the end, combination between him and his defenders were able to get the puck clear. France now's trying to ask some questions. Fired in from the blue line. Grubauer getting his glove on the puck, but all that crazy tempo being set by this collision.
Yeah, this is Draisaitl runs right into Seider here as they get their channels mixed up a little bit here. Pretty hard contact. Both of them go down, but it was a great job, as you mentioned, by Wagner to get right over and close and not allow France to get a good chance. This is a nice deflection in front. From a shot at the blue line, we've seen a couple of these shots from France just looking to get a presence in front of Grubauer. You could see he's moving right to left.
France still in again on the face-off front. Got plenty of fight, physicality. We've seen that already over the course of these Olympic Winter Games. And France might not have picked up any points in the prelim rounds, but they got their first Olympic goals since 2002. But they're looking for a first victory since '98, and there's a rebound in front that's moved away efficiently and quickly from Ovitu after the save from Juncker. Germany were quickly trying to set the dial back in their favour once again. Fabre twisting, turning and sending it round the back. He knew there that he had the movement from Boudon in front. Brilliant stick interception coming through, and now it's a charge coming forward from Germany at the other end, and it's flashed wide. Excellent transition from Parker Toomey, stealing the puck himself and coming all the way up the ice. As now Germany on the retreat. Big block coming in to stop the shot coming through. Gallet turning away from Gavanka. Now it's moved in towards the near side for France. Smart play from Boudon. Back for Texier. Nice shot past cross ice. Fires the effort in low. Saved at his near post by Grubauer. Gallet in retreat after Ill puts the pressure on, and he's done well to find centre ice in a blue jersey. Adamo putting the pressure in the corner. Tossed down the ice, but again, every time Germany look for a release, France have an answer, and they're coming forwards again. Shot coming through and wide. The latest tester coming through from Sacha Trey, who of course got a famous goal against Canada in the last match. Didn't mean anything in terms of the result, but the pride that France had in Sacha Trey getting that goal was there for all to see. Draisaitl, the goal scorer, shifts it out towards Tiffels on the near side. France again looking like they're holding more than their own at the moment. Loose from Bellemare. This could be costly. It is. Tiffels scores. And in a phase of the game where France looked even with Germany, just like that, Harold Kreiser's side double their advantage. And it's a goal from Frederick Tiffels, who just catches out Julian Juncker at the front door, and Germany with big relief getting that second.
This is just a good forecheck. This is getting on the puck and pounding to try and turn it over. That's exactly what happens. As France had possession, you're going to see Tiffels, once he picks up the loose puck, this is a perfectly placed shot up over top of the right shoulder of Juncker. Drive to the net, head up, no looking for anything. He just almost banks it off the back of Juncker into the net. 2-0 Germany.
Well, scoring a goal at any time is crucial, but that was a real phase of play where France were more than a match for Germany. It felt very evenly contested. France trying to pose some questions, and then just stealing a goal like that on the turnover, absolutely vital.
You were starting to see both teams open up a little bit, and I think France had a couple chances. They were turning pucks over themselves. It was scrambly to start. You expected that. We talked about the nerves coming into the game, trying to make passes without time and space. Both teams have settled in here, and it's Germany that strikes again with a beautiful shot by Freddie Tiffels.
That's going to be icing called. The hook sent forwards from behind the red line by France, beyond the goal line. And that means that there will be a face-off in the France zone.
And there it is again. Just a beautiful heads-up play by him. He sees the light of day off the helmet, actually, it goes. I thought it went off the back. It goes off the right helmet of Juncker into the net, but saw a little light above him, puts it there.
Stutzler beating Budon. Now Szymanski round the back. Stutzler just lurking in front of the net. The Turk are interested as well as Stutzler takes over. Nice reverse play. Bit of space opening up for Germany. Shot flashes across the goal. Szymanski and Gallet having a bit of a stick wrestle there. Budon takes assurances and moves it beyond the blue line, and a bit of relief there for France because they're in danger here of being on the back foot. As Germany try and keep on the pressure. Sider whizzing it round the backboard.
Well, Germany feeling a little bit right now too after that second goal by Tiffels gives them a 2-goal buffer, and you're seeing them forecheck a little more aggressively, making it very difficult for France to get out of their defense. There's another pick-off right there. The aggressive forecheck working for Team Germany.
Realists was in the battle after that initial forecheck from Toomey. All of Germany's rotating lines at the moment, all on the same wavelength, playing big. And trying to rattle France, who have been a match in the early stages, but set back by those 2 goals.
And you know, for Germany right now, they're playing what we call the three-quarter game. That's from the far blue line all the way to the offensive zone. You don't allow the opposition to really gain any traction into the offensive zone. For France right now, they're going to have to find a few clean passes. Not like that, it turned over again. They're giving it back to Germany because they're being aggressive. Here's Marc-Edouard Bellemare, the veteran of the group, that drives one in at least a little bit deep into the offensive zone.
Tiffels the scorer of that second, trying to get on the outside of Ovitu. Both of them slamming on the brakes in sync. Draisaitl, backhanded flick across. And Draisaitl again, he's got a steal in front of the net. Ovitu desperately trying to stop the puck from getting into Tiffels' path. And it's saved by Juncker, just to stop that wave of pressure there from Germany, who are 2 up on France. Bruising start from Julien Juncker in the France goal. He's been called on to make 4 saves already in the match, which is level with Philipp Grubauer. The scoreline favouring Germany at the moment in a game where the victor knows a place in the quarter-finals awaits. Trying to find a route out. Second time round able to do so. Trey quickly being pressured by Sider. And you certainly know when Sider's in your back.
He's a big guy, not afraid to step down that wall. Nice job by him to close down on the wall and keep the play alive. You can see as they're creeping down, they're just forcing France to turn the puck over, and they've really started to initiate that here. From the midway point of this first period, Germany's just found confidence, especially with a 2-goal lead.
Dewey now trying to get his shovel in. Tiffels is the one moving it on round the back for Draisaitl. So much physicality from him as he tries to play it back in front. Sharp turn away from Dewey there, and Dewey holding. He's going to be penalised for that shortly. Germany continuing 6-on-5 as the delayed power play will be called. Stutzler now trying to play it into the crease, and it's thwarted by France. But another penalty for France here, and Germany with their second power play of the match. And we all know what happened with the first early on. That's the one that got them their noses in front.
And this has been building for a while. The turnovers in the defensive zone for France, and Douay just wraps around Leon Draisaitl, one of the best at playing in traffic. You're going to see him stop. He uses that to swing away. That left arm of Douay comes out and grabs onto him. That's where the penalty is called. And you're right, John. The power play is 1-for-1 in the game. They get their second opportunity here in this first period.
Two captains squaring up in the face-off there. Draisaitl out on top. Stutzler from the circle. Reverse for Sider. Peterka. Draisaitl once more. He's the one that scored on the power play. Trying to provide for Stutzler this time, but the block came in. Stutzler trying to add to the 4 goals he's already got in these Olympic Winter Games. And there's always that excitement when he has the puck.
He didn't miss by much here. This is a nice save by Junka as he gets across with the blocker on Stutzler just inside the post. Beautiful pass by Draisaitl to feed that through.
France getting the loose pickings. And sent away by Thierry.
Thierry with a real aggressive move, and right now I feel France's penalty kill's a little bit passive against the team that likes to snap the puck around in Germany, and that was a strong play by Thierry to get it down the ice 200 feet.
Picked off by Peterka before it went across the blue line. There's 4 Germany players up here. Stutzler just creeps under his blade. He quickly retrieves it though. Draisaitl waiting in the circle. Back to the goal line and Stutzler, but the passing lane for Sider blocked off this time. And you can see France, when they get that quartet packed in there, is that decision. Do we cut off the passing lane or do we cut off the shooting lane?
And sticks have to be so important. And that was Texier with that beautiful stick just to deflect that pass attempt back to Sider down the ice and clear it out of harm's way.
Weaving through Stutzler, slalom-like all the way. Juncker stops him on the last line of defence. Mesmeric stuff from Stutzler, but that's what he's capable of.
Yeah, and Bosk was right there on the doorstep to clear that loose puck away. Beautiful save by Junka on the drive by Stutzler. And Bosk puts it right down the ice.
Reader. Back for Visman. Bit of movement in front to open up some space as he laterally goes to the right circle. Visman once more. Gavanka cut off. Well read indeed by Fabra. Fabra still in pursuit. And he can make something of this for France in the final seconds now of this penalty kill. Kouebe into centre ice. He's dumped long. And Grabauer wants to keep that puck moving as the 5-on-4 advantage might have ended. But the crucial thing now for Germany is keeping the momentum going. And it's wave after wave towards the left goal. And the goal of Julien Juncker as there's a stop from him in the crease. The puck is dead, and Germany are still the ones leading France 2-0. While Stutzler with that weaving move all the way up the ice, and if you're a French defender, you've got to be ready to be backtracking when he's on the puck.
He can really fly. You can see how far they did backtrack into the zone, but he still was able to bring that from backhand to forehand, tries to drive it through Junka. And Junka with a nice read. He stays with him. He's a big goaltender at 6'4", and he just closes off Stutzler, who's had a couple nice opportunities. He's been hot in the tournament, but he gets denied there. Good penalty kill on that last one by France, too. It's important. You're down 2-0. You don't want to give Germany that next one. Second power play for Germany. They scored on their first one, but some excellent penalty killing and just hounding the puck. And I thought that was a little moment where France can kind of get some life. You can build momentum off a penalty kill. You didn't get scored on. Try and capitalize on that and bring it forward.
Tim Stutzler with the 1 assist in this game, the 4 goals already in these Olympic Winter Games. And he's well into the top 20 for NHL goal scorers this season with 28 for the Ottawa Senators.
They have elite players, right? Germany has some stars, and that's one thing France is going to have to deal with, is the fact that these players individually can really make you pay when you turn the puck over, when you give them opportunities. And even when you don't, their individual talent sometimes can certainly create opportunities. You saw Stutzler just go end-to-end on that play.
Crunching in there. There's Jordan Perret. And now he's going to try and lead the charge into the corner. Moritz Smuller getting a heavy hit as he tried to retrieve that puck, but Germany coming out on top. And they're looking strong at both ends of the ice right now. Turnover that Perret can't quite keep under his spell. Guebe. Belmar got a nudge from behind. Picked up by FRA, trying to get it in front of the net. Germany had 2 defenders quickly surrounding the puck and squeezing it out. Now on the transmission is Toomey. And he just dumps it in. Junka with a safe glove on that one to deny any rebound opportunity. But a heavy bit of work there from France to try and keep the pressure alive.
Yeah, absolutely. Good forecheck by Perret right there. And for Junka, a nice job to glove this one down and hold on to it. Perret takes a bit of a shot back after that hit that he laid in the offensive zone. Physicality starting to get up a little. Hasn't been a real physical game so far. Both teams have been skating. Pretty hard to hit, but you can't catch.
Every face-off an event at the moment as the 2 teams really rooking for possession. Draisaitl prepared for the battle more than anyone. Nice reverse for Seider. Stutzler tried to keep it moving. Peterka knocking it back as the German heavyweights come forward again. Stutzler going short-sided, deflects wide. Seider, square for Wagner, and then it's a stick prodded out from Junka there, who kept upright, kept strong. Germany still in the zone with Stutzler, trying to weave and create the opportunity once again for himself. Final 2 minutes of the period. Germany leading France 2-0 in a game where the winner knows the spot in the final 8 is at stake. Nice play. Peterka in front of the net, works the angle, and that is a sumptuous finish as Germany score a third. And they have had the dominance on France in this first period, and that one of the best of the lot.
Well, for Harold Kreis, he loads up here late in this first period, understanding he's up 2-0 in the game. That's Peterka, Stutzler, and Draisaitl on this line, and they hem in France on this shift. Just excellent possession, protect pucks, make sure that this is a beautiful pass out of the corner by Stutzler. He puts it right onto the tape of Peterka, and then he makes an excellent backhand move. Look at that, punch to the hole, receive the pass, little fake, and that's a sharp angle that he puts this puck into the net. Beautiful finish, 3-0 Germany.
Excellent finish with the backhand from Peterka. The way he almost just ghosted into that area. It's not an area that France have left vacant so far in these Olympic Winter Games, but it's just that one lapse, one moment when the puck's been fizzed around you by these super forward players, and the chance is there.
That's the thing, off the cycle, you maintain possession in the offensive zone, you start to wear the defense down. They start to get puck focused. That's exactly what happened there. Then all of a sudden the slot opens up. Give Peterka credit. He gets to the spot. Stutzler found him.
It's going to be an offside call there. I don't think the puck was over the blue line as the French skaters gone into the zone as we see that goal once again. And it's that composure in front of Juncker, where you're just making the goaltender ask a few questions.
Absolutely. And that's, you know, for Peterka, he delays, and he waits for Juncker to go all the way down, and that's when he elevates it up over top. A great view on that shot.
Toomey towards the goal line. Juncker wants to keep the puck going. The German defender to get onto it first. Guebe. Final minute for France to try and get one back on the scoreboard. Guebe continuing. It's a good stick coming in from Gavanka to stop that direction towards goal. France trying to keep the pressure going, but Belmar stolen away from him by Toomey. And the German team at the moment relentless on France, and it's just hard to keep up with that pace. Never a moment on the puck to relax when you get up the ice. Sider trying to get it around the wall, doesn't get too far away, and again the puck just squirting away from French sticks, and certainly not been a poor performance so far from France, but they've just come up against the Germany team with the bit between their teeth, and maybe a couple of questions to answer as well after defeats in the preliminary round. But this is where it matters, and so far in this elimination playoff for a spot in the quarterfinals, it is Germany leading France by 3-0.
Big, and the big, tall goaltender gets
in it. It's a tough. Long seem to thrive in that situation. Men's ice hockey, the Olympic Winter Games qualification playoff at Rowe Ice Hockey Arena. Switzerland 2, Italy 1 after 20 minutes of action.
Wild Cards. Stream now.
It's country against country, and it becomes more than hockey.
Let's get ready for an epic battle.
just the perfect storm. The real world, 51st state, and hockey.
Canada needed a win.
She scoops. She scores!
Nordica, my protein play every day.
Underneath it all, it's not just about getting back up. The hours spent chasing seconds, or the achievements that paved your path. It's about what helped you leave your mark. For 20 years, Intact Insurance has stood behind speed skating Canada, and now we're partnering with Team Canada to champion all the Olympians of tomorrow.
You're feeding my grand dog Blue, right?
Purina One.
The Blue's got deboned chicken meal, brown rice, oatmeal, barley.
Purina One has chicken, rice flour, corn gluten meal, whole grain corn, chicken byproduct meal.
Let's switch to Blue.
We're through one period at the Milano Row Ice Hockey Arena, where so far it's been all Swiss, leading the Italians by a pair of goals. The winner of this game facing Finland in the quarterfinals. As day 11 continues at Milano Cortina 2026, and a lot of men's hockey going on at the moment. This game continues on TSN. Meanwhile, on CBC and Sportsnet, it's the game that features France and Germany. Let's show you some highlights from that game as the qualification of the playoff round has gotten underway. And early in the first, it was Germany on the power play. Leon Draisaitl getting the Germans on the board. His second goal of the Olympics to make it 1-0. Not sure if Matthew Tkachuk saw that. Just over midway through the frame, Frederick Tiffels doubles the German lead to make it 2-0. JJ Peterka has also scored. It is 3-0 Germany over France after one period of play. Now, all of the qualification games of the men's hockey playoffs are being played today. So we got Germany and France, Switzerland and Italy. They're in the first intermissions. At 10:30 a.m. Eastern, Czechia will face Denmark. The winner of that game will play Canada in the quarterfinals. And then later in the afternoon, Sweden will take on Latvia in the fourth and final qualification round game. Aerial skiers often compete amid spectacular mountains, and maybe all that time in beautiful but fragile settings explains Marianne Tino's devotion to environmental causes. A bronze medalist from the 2022 Games, Tino is soaring to new heights in competition and working to lower her sport's footprint while she does it.
The Olympic bronze medal in Beijing was kind of crazy because it felt like we won it for the community of aerial skiing in Canada. So I was a gymnast for my whole childhood, and I was recruited in aerial skiing when I was 17. I became an NORAM champion the year after that, and then the year after that I won my first World Cup and became an Olympic medalist. All of that in like 4 years. I'm coming in the jump at 65 kilometers an hour, doing triple backflips, and I'm twisting at the same time. Then I crash. It took a lot to go back up there, but I did it. And it was the proudest I've ever been. Even more proud than the Olympic medal, more proud than any medal I've won.
Full there from Marianne Tino.
I started to be very active in the environmental protection sphere. I did a bunch of things. I helped Le Relais.
Germany up by 3, and of course yesterday it was the women's semifinals. There you see the women's draw. USA against Canada coming up in the final. on Thursday. The bronze medal game, Sweden versus Switzerland. Two contrasting semifinals yesterday. One team in this tournament looks in perfect form. Another, one of the great giants of the game, struggling a bit even though they have reached the gold medal game. The first semifinal yesterday afternoon between Sweden and the USA, and the USA would get off the mark straight away through Kayla Barnes, 5:09 into the contest. Shot it through Ebbe Svensson. That was the only goal of the first period, but look at the great combination just into the net from Taylor Heise. 2-0 for the USA, just short of the halfway mark. Sweden gave a good account of themselves, but Abby Murphy, very similar top corner near post finish to the goal we just saw scored in this game from Tiffels, just mirror image. And then the USA removing any doubt whatsoever. Layla Edwards from the point, tipped in by Kelly Coyne-Schofield. USA up 4-0, and before the second period was done, it would be 5-0 on the doorstep. Scamora completing the scoring for the Americans. Aaron Frankel getting a shutout. Swedes had to switch goaltenders themselves to Emma Söderberg late on. She conceded the fifth. USA into the final in convincing fashion. The Canadians, however, they have struggled for form even though they've beaten every team apart from the USA they've faced. This was the closest game against a non-American team they've ever played in the Olympics. And it took Marie-Philippe Poulin to bounce a puck in rather strangely past Andrea Brantley. A new Canadian record for Olympic goals. Haley Wickenheiser, she tied with that goal. And then Poulin pouncing to make it 2-0 almost halfway through the second. That's the record-breaking goal. Brantley, bad rebound control for once. And Poulin, Johnny on the spot to double Canada's lead. But in the third period, Canada giving the puck away and into the net by Rahel Ensler. Alina Muller with a great dish in front. Despite getting outshot 40-6 at the time, Canada within touching distance of a famous upset. But they really couldn't get any further momentum. Poulin, the hero once again, captain clutch for Canada. But 2-1 is not going to dispel the doubters of Canada heading into that final against the USA on Thursday. Confirmation, the time's actually backwards there. The bronze medal game at 1:10 p.m. between Sweden and Switzerland on Thursday. USA and Canada, the old rivals, meet once again in the gold medal game at 5:40 UK time. That will be on day 12 of this Olympic Winter Games. Meanwhile, back in the men's tournament, Germany rampant against France so far. That goal by Freddie Tiffels highlights bank shot off the goalie mask. Germany up 3-0. German fans very, very happy with their team's performance in the first period of this qualification playoff game against France. Leon Draisaitl, Frederick Tiffels, and John Jason Paterka, or JJ Paterka as he's known, the 3 goal scorers for Germany. As both teams coming back out onto the ice, ready for the start of the second period. And Germany so close to winning Olympic gold in Pyeongchang 8 years ago. Taking the Olympic athletes from Russia, as they were known then, all the way down to the final moments, losing in overtime in the gold medal game. Germany reaching the International Ice Hockey Federation World Championship gold medal game in 2023. Lost to Canada in that final. Another silver medal. Their only World Championship medal since 1953. And you see a new goaltender into the game for France. It's no longer Julien Janke, it's Antoine Keller. And that, I think, probably a good decision. It's a big one, a big call to make for Yorick Treilly. But Janke looking uncertain. And if France has any hopes of rallying in this game, they're going to need Keller now to be super solid in net. Keller, the 21-year-old who was with Lausanne in Switzerland last year, the backup goaltender. Lausanne reaching the Swiss National League finals. Now he's with Ejoie, the bottom club in the Swiss league. Puck will come to Keller now with the second period underway. The French from right to left. Germany keeping the puck in. Now the French all the way down the ice. That'll go for icing. So we got an early whistle here. And there is Janke. Yanked from the game. He could be back. But after giving up 3 goals on 13 shots, expect he probably wouldn't be. And there is Antoine Keller again. Goalie change for France at the start of the second period. Germany to the right point, Seider. It falls kindly for Enzo Guébé. Guébé, one of 6 French players based in the Swiss National League in the squad today. As you see their captain, Pierre-Edouard Bellemare. France having been guilty of an icing infraction there. Bellemare, formerly in the NHL with the Philadelphia Flyers, Vegas Golden Knights, Colorado Avalanche, Tampa Bay Lightning, and Seattle Kraken. Back to Europe. The twilight of his career is a chance here in front. Keller way out of his crease. Good job narrowing the angle and able to deny the 4th German goal. More pressure in the corner as Reichel is sandwiched against the glass. And that clearance will not be icing as Grubauer gets a touch, settles it down for Wagner. Up the left wing, Stützle. 2 assists already to his name in this game. Stützle toward the net, but tough to latch onto that pass from Paterka. And Boudon, second forward line on the ice for France. Boudon chips and chases in deep himself. Trying to get the better of Jonas Muller. Stick shatters the puck back to the point. Long shot taken. Drifting wide from Bosk. Loose lumber could come into play along that goal line as Shakiashvili is flanked by 2 Germans in deep, and the puck comes out to Paterka. Paterka over the line has a man in front. France's defensive coverage has not been great. It's just that went down. No penalty against Boudon there. And Szymanski now held up by Chakiachvili. Chakiachvili plays with the Rouen Dragons in the French Ligue Magnus, as it's called, the top flight of French domestic hockey. It's that bank clearance out by Boudon to the neutral zone. Just over 2 minutes gone in this second period. Clean line change there. Forward comes Tiffels, but puck comes to the near side. Through Stutzle back to center. Played there by Gavanke. Swept on by Seider. First to it near side is Mark Michaelis, and then over to the far wing and Cahoon. Good passing around the clock here for Germany. But back to the point, out to center. Seider unable to keep it in. Played on once again. Keller out of position, but that shot off the side of the net from an impossible angle from Seider, the defenseman. Keller maybe a little overeager to make an imprint on this elimination game for his country. And a hand pass signaled with 3:03 now gone in the middle period. That's a fine save by Keller. See how quickly he got out to deny the opportunity for Lukas Reichel. Reichel currently with the Vancouver Canucks. Started the season with the Chicago Blackhawks organization. Also has played with Vancouver's American Hockey League farm team, the Abbotsford Canucks, this year. Has a chance here for France. Opportunity, but a good stop by Grubauer to deny Kevin Bozon. Bozon, no goals in the Swiss National League this season in 33 games. That was a real opportunity to open his Olympic account. No points for Bozon in this tournament, playing as the spare forward. France disrupts that German passage through center ice. Back in his own zone is Visman. But he gives it away to Ovitu. Ovitu, the man in front. Opportunity for Perret. But Grubauer holding firm. This is the best the French have looked here in this game. Look at Ovitu. Plenty of top flight European experience for him. Also 58 games in the NHL with New Jersey and Edmonton. As he looked in front for Perret. But French yet to score here in this qualification playoff. Bellemare. Kenny capped and the puck in front, they score! DaCosta, I think, with a redirect. Maybe an element of puck luck there for France. But the French are on the board. It's 3-1 for Germany now. Who or what did that puck hit? Oh, was it the skates of Moritz Müller? Watch it again. And indeed it was. That'll be Bellemare's goal. His first Olympic point. And Grubauer, no real fault of his own. Not expecting that ricochet. But the unlucky Müller. There are no own goals in ice hockey. That'll be credited to the 40-year-old captain, Pierre-Edouard Bellemare. He's played in 12 different World Championship tournaments for France. 16 goals at that level, but that his first Olympic point. And here comes France again on the backhand on target from Justin Adamo. Grubauer called into action once more. And the Germans, well, they're on their heels now. They can't take that quarterfinal place for granted. And Moritz Müller, at 39 years of age, the elder statesman in the German squad. He's played his entire career with the Cologne Sharks, the Kölner Haie, excuse me, as Germany ices the puck. This is Muller's third Olympic Games. He's in his 23rd season with Köln. Played more than 1,150 games for the club. And it's the two oldest players, I think, in the tournament, if I'm not mistaken. Belmar and Muller interacting in a way that leads to France's first goal. Here's Alexandre Texier on target. The body stopped by Grubauer. Again, the puck flung toward the net, and this time Grubauer's glove in the way. And this is not necessarily developing in Germany's advantage this second period. A little glove on that puck, I think, from Boudon. He tried to get a tip. But into the mitt of Grubauer it went. So Germany again down the ice for an icing call. They are just happy to fling the puck anywhere at the moment. They've lost a lot of their defensive discipline. And Draisaitl, he'll be trying to rally the troops. Still 2-0 in the other game taking place right now. Switzerland very much in control against Italy. Shots on goal in the second period, 6-1 in France's favor as that comes in front. It was loose, but scrambled to safety by Jonas Müller. No relation to Moritz. Here at this end, Keller makes the save. Looked a little bit awkward in doing so against Draisaitl. Grubauer, with icing waved off, has to steer the puck around to Jonas Müller. He gets crunched into the boards. And Germany now out to center. This game suddenly taking on a very different complexion. Back comes Cahoon for Germany. Now forward by Visman, far side. Drop back for Cahoon. Looking in deep, but missing his teammate down low. Came all the way to Kavanka up top. Kavanka from the point. Keller again, way out of the blue paint. Not called into action that time as Douay backhands onward. This is Kavanka in defense for Germany. Played across by Cahoon, softly to the red line. A chip and chase is on for Tuomi, but first to it is Gallet for France. Support from Chakiachvili. Chakiachvili away from Cahoon, but swooping in is Michaelis. Michaelis, good pass, a one-time shot, that off the leg of Gallet. Released by Paterka. And France, a little bit of puck luck again. But Germany now back on the march. Is that shot squeezed through Keller, but he kept it out all the same. Once again, Paterka for that far corner. Seider back to the point. This shot in front, and Keller tried to cover. Now will stick handle to Chakiachvili. He banks off the glass, and France can get a fresh complement of players on the ice. Back to the pattern we had in the first period for the moment. Stützle near wing. Trying to get into the slot. Good pass. Shot taken, rising, but missed the target. In deep, Bosk there for France. Spun around was Reitz. Szymanski with Stützle hitting the deck. Now it falls kindly for Bosk. Bertrand near side. Visman in defense for Germany. Now forward to Tiffels, their second goal scorer from the first period. Gavanka held up, but finds Tiffels again. This is Draisaitl on the doorstep, but has to be dragged behind. And Draisaitl loses. Out to center goes Bozan. Soft flip forward. The French taking heart from their defensive displays now, as well as the burst of offense they had earlier. Backhanded wide at this end by Draisaitl. Chance of gallop, but comes across to Gebe. Gebe miscontrolled. Draisaitl to Reichel. Sharp angle there. Keller standing firm this time, denying Tiffels. Second time not the charm there for Freddie Tiffels. And all the way back comes Fabio Wagner as we tick toward the halfway mark of this game. Still 3-1 for Germany. And still 2-0 for Switzerland across town at the Rowe Ice Hockey Arena. Switzerland trying to set up a quarterfinal date with Finland. Germany or France will face Slovakia tomorrow in the quarters. Boudin. Far side goes Thierry, but he's beaten to the puck by Germany. That deflection comes right on to Keller. And he will smother the puck against the ice and get the whistle. Much better for France here in the second period. The goal, Bellemare from Perret at 4:02, has made this a 3-1 game in this men's ice hockey qualification playoff. There is the German Brain Trust meeting at center ice, as meanwhile Switzerland and Italy still 2-0 for Switzerland, outshooting the Italians 23-7. Reminder that their goal scorers Philip Kurashev and Roman Yossi. You can watch that game on TNT Sports 4 or on Discovery Plus in the UK, HBO Max on the continent on Eurosport 1. As Draisaitl back here for Germany to the point, and Visman. Visman, the defender, into the far corner, but nowhere to go. Bouncing puck gathered by Stützle, trying to feed in front, but it falls kindly for Thierry. French again sneaking a few fresh players onto the ice. Good job of the poke check. The shot taken after Perret won it back for France. Now Perry's still in deep. Kicks the puck onto his backhand, bodied by Visman in the corner. And Stützle back behind his net, able to feed Visman. And now out of the zone by Draisaitl. Onside here, a chance on the doorstep. Great glove save, Keller in front on Peterka. Well, Keller has come to the party in decent form, replacing Julian Janka after the first period. Peterka sprung forward, but Keller equal to the challenge. Maybe not the cleanest of backhands at the final moment from Peterka. But Antoine Keller played in his first World Championship last year, was 0-4 for France as they got relegated from the top tier of the Worlds. But if he keeps playing like this, France in with a shout. They trailed Germany 3-1. Antoine Keller under pressure from Germany now in the second period. Germany still in front 3-1. Switzerland on the power play across town against Italy as they hit the halfway mark of their game. Damien Clara trying to keep the Swiss out, just as Keller is trying to deny the Germans here. As that puck rolls around just beyond Chakiachvili. Nico Sturm alongside Toby Rieder. Ale can't retrieve. Chakiachvili forward, but French cannot escape their zone at the moment. Bosk must go back. Chakiachvili dispossessed. Chance here for Germany. Another great glove stop from Keller. Put under pressure with Rieder suddenly sprung in front. French defensive mistakes that burned them in the first, but Keller flashing that leather. That is outstanding goaltending for the 21-year-old Keller. He started the year with the South Carolina Stingrays in the East Coast Hockey League. That's the third tier of North American ice hockey. I mentioned he played 13 games for Lausanne last year at a 3.16 goals against average, which is not great by Swiss standards. Is that puck deflected? Keller not called upon that time as Belmar beyond the red line and plays forward. In his own corner, Tuomi dodges the hit from DaCosta. This time Germany icing the puck, and there is the whistle. And Yorick Trey has to be really pleased with the response of the side that he took over just last season. He was the Genève Servette head coach briefly after replacing Jan Cadieux last year. Genève Servette had won the Swiss title 2023 in the Champions Hockey League crown, the ice hockey equivalent of the UEFA Champions League, the following year with Trey as an assistant. And there's his brother, Sasha Trey, on the ice. 7 years apart, those two, as the attempted center from Douai didn't come into the slot. Germany clears, bouncing puck. Michaelis forward. Good job by Cahoon to put on the brakes. Fires from distance. Keller the save. The rebound somehow stays out as Michaelis seemed to have the net at his mercy. A wry smile on his face as Keller able to keep it out again. Oh, it went off the post. It was Ovi2 with the stick work, and Keller got back just in the nick of time as well. How close was that? Michaelis, no points in this Olympic tournament. 9 goals in 5 previous World Championships combined for the 30-year-old. Germany wins another draw. And again, another piece of evidence that Lady Luck may have changed sides here. Unable to clear Reitz. But Germany loses to Charles Bertrand. Bertrand, who plays with the worst team in the Finnish Liga this season, Vasan Sports. Ooh, and that's awkward for Reitz as he collides with the referee in the far corner. It's back up, though. That was Christopher Holm, the Swede. Thankfully not injured, not coming together as well. The French trying to play it toward the front of the net, but Bozan hemmed in. And now Jonas Muller playing below his goal line. It's the French with a very passive-looking forecheck. Muller surveying his options. Didn't like what he saw forward, so he went across to Visman. Visman had 8 assists in the Champions Hockey League last year, the most by any defender. As he gains the red line and dumps in. Gallet out to center, and Boudon. Now around by Visman, but intercepted Texier. Fabre had to touch back to the point, but Texier in deep. Texier leaves for Chakiachvili. Chakiachvili bodied in the corner by Stützle. This is good from France. Unable to keep, though, at the point, Bosque. And Jules Bosque across to Fabre. This is good from France, but then the two players colliding with each other again. This time, Bellemare and Texier getting in each other's way. DaCosta now jinking. 6:04 left in the period. DaCosta tried to shoot with the backhand, but had his stick tied up. Then from distance, it's wide from DaCosta. Bellemare in the corner. Perret shoves to the point. Unable to play it toward the net was Ovitu, and now French lucky to keep possession at center. And that just drifts forward. A chance here. Shot just missing the far post from Bellemare. That really opened up for France. Now Ovitu, he shoots along the ice, but that hits the skate of Gavanka. Again, good stuff from France. Cross from the point to Gebe. Now Bellemare to Ovitu. Bellemare again. French with great control here. Ovitu in deep. Well, not controlled cleanly by DaCosta. Stützle picks it up and lofts the clearance forward. We approach the final 5 of the second period. Adamo in. Adamo in front. Into the goaltender. The puck was close to the goal line, but we get the whistle. The French suddenly ascendant. Germany not home and hosed in this qualification playoff whatsoever. 1 goal in the period for Bellemare, and it's 3-1 for Germany with France on the march. Pierre-Edouard Bellemare won the Swedish SHL title with Skellefteå all the way back in 2014. Started his SHL career in 2009. That's how long he's been around. And there he was trying to go top corner, and actually it was over the crossbar. It was probably just inside the goalpost. As there you see following incident involving Justin Adamo. Adamo had 2 assists against Canada on Sunday. Unable to get his first Olympic goal as Germany down to the other end of the ice. Antoine Keller not beaten yet by Germany since coming on in relief of Julian Janka. As that shot toward the net hit traffic in front. Trey did well to clear past the red line as back comes Seider. That's well worked forward to Tiffels. Tiffels shoots, trying to go 5-hole under the legs of Keller. But the French goaltender again equal to the task. Keller started on opening night of this tournament against Switzerland, country where he plays his club hockey, of course. Stopped 39 of 43 shots in that game. Came on for the 3rd period against Canada on Sunday and conceded 4 goals on 13 Canadian shots. But many better teams than France will leak plenty of goals to that high-powered Canadian offense as well. OB2 tried to move the puck along. Instead, Germany below the goal line. Tiffel spun around. Good job by OB2 to get back. Forward by Moritz Müller, but that'll be Gebe's puck. This is OB2. Again to Enzo Gebe. Pushed onward. Grubauer plays in the trapezoid. Then around from Zeider. Zeider has it back. Draisaitl, no real impact for him in the second period like he had in the first. And that's offside against France as Jordan Perret tried to maneuver up the left wing. The Italians doing a good job of bottling up the Swiss, but no real attacking momentum for them. It's still 2-0 for Switzerland at the Rowe Arena. Damian Clara is playing well. And you can watch that game, stream Milano Cortina 2026 your way on Discovery Plus or HBO Max if you're watching outside the United Kingdom. Plenty of great Olympic action on today. We've got the women's snowboard slopestyle medal round on right now. Men's aerial qualifications and freestyle skiing underway. And of course, this Olympic men's ice hockey tournament now at the elimination phase. Group play is over. French with the puck in their zone through Perret. Out to center ice. DaCosta waits for everyone to fly right by. That was an awkward-looking line change. Nearly too many men on the ice against the French. But Bosk plays forward. Back to retrieve Jonas Müller. The Eisbären Berlin captain in Germany, Müller. That puck trickles to Keller. He will bring back and play himself. Clears out to center ice and Bozon. 2.5 minutes left in the period as Grubauer pushes the puck to the near wall, but Germany gives it away to Bosk. Hit in deep, dished out by Bozon, but Germany will escape their zone. Stützle to the front of the net, but Keller makes a save. I think that might have been meant as a pass. Across from Lucas Kelble. See the German coaching team. Harold Kreis, middle of your picture. Alexander Sulzer, the Fishtown Penguins head coach in Bremerhaven, the German DEL. He's got Serge Aubin, the Canadian, who's the Eisbären Berlin head coach, as another assistant there. And the Canadian Jamie Compon, who's now a Florida Panthers assistant coach, the two-time defending Stanley Cup champions in the NHL. So plenty of coaching talent available for Germany at this Olympic Games. See, the referees and linesmen sometimes have to take ice repairs into their own hands, as Keller with a complaint. And David Brisebois, the Canadian linesman, trying to fix the ice surface for the French goaltender. So the draw now to the right of Keller. It's won by France, back by Gebe. Bertrand couldn't move up the wall. Now he flips forward. Center ice, Bertrand gets it back. Puck out of play. France trying to avoid their 15th consecutive defeats in major tournaments. They were winless in the World Championships last year. That's why they were relegated to Division 1A, as it's known, the second tier of the World Championship competition. Have to earn their way back this upcoming spring. Germany forward into the French zone. Over the line is Paterka. Cleared, though, by the backhand of DaCosta. And there's Belmar. Tries to filter the puck below the goal line. Hit dished out by DaCosta. And here comes Germany with 1:26 left in the period. Miscommunication between Stutzle and the shooter there, Paterka, who tried to challenge Keller from a sharp angle. France now forward to Belmar. Herre looking to feed it back to the top of the faceoff rings. Far side with it is Draisaitl, although it's intercepted by Chakiachvili. Herre can't get around the stand-up defending of Moritz Seider. Seider helping spark a Detroit Red Wings revival this season, tied for third in the Eastern Conference standings with 72 points in the NHL this year so far. Bosk helping France effect a clearance as through center ice comes Boudin, but France offside at the German blue line. See how they worked it well, the Germans, but Stutzle to Draisaitl to Paterka, the three big offensive guns in the team, unable to beat Keller that time. As long as it stays a 2-goal game, you feel France still with a puncher's chance. And Keller can take solace from a period in which he has not conceded. But here's Rieder trying to change that right at the death of the second period. Instead, intercepted by Texier. France with 6 seconds remaining. Texier shoots. That goes up high. Behind the net, Boudin trying to center, but they can't get in front of Grubauer before the horn sounds. But that was a very, very good period of hockey for France. They got the only goal. A lot of luck when it went in off the skate of Moritz Muller. Credited to Belmar. But with 20 minutes left, it's Germany 3, France 1.
Can we hear some noise from the people in orange to cheer him on? I want to say, man, the first time was so nice, I had to do it twice.
There you see the goal scorers, Germany and France. A 3-1 lead for the Germans through 2 periods. Winner of this game will face Slovakia in the quarterfinals tomorrow. As we look back at second period highlights, Germany trying to increase their lead with Antoine Keller having replaced Julian Janka in goal for France, but fine save there to deny Lucas Reichel a 4th German goal. And then the French, an opportunity falling for Kevin Bozon, but Philipp Grubauer, the Seattle Kraken goaltender in the NHL, out to deny the Frenchman. And then Jordan Perret in front, also decent opportunity. He whiffed. It came to Belmar from the sharper angle. And Grubauer in the way again. But then Belmar from below the goal line played into a dangerous area, and it was dangerous for Germany. Came off the skate of Moritz Müller in front. Goal credited to Belmar, the 40-year-old scoring his first ever Olympic goal. And France back within 2, now trailing only 3-1. French flags finally waving with cause here at the Santa Giulia Ice Hockey Arena. Leon Draisaitl then unable to beat Keller as he bore down on goal. Draisaitl getting Germany on the board 3 minutes 40 seconds into this game in the first period. But Keller looking pretty solid in goal for France, particularly here with a glove save to deny J.J. Peterka. Would have been Peterka's second goal of the evening. And good anticipation by Keller to block off the angle on the backhand. He'd have an even better glove save not long afterwards as Chakiachvili gave the puck away here. Beautiful stop on the doorstep to deny Tobias Rida. Germany starting to turn the screw and almost into the net there from Mark Michaelis. But a great intervention by Johan Ovitsu, turning the puck into the post, and Keller able to spot and cover up. That could and perhaps should have been a 4-1 for Germany. But the defensive moment of the game for France, Ovitsu just getting enough on that puck with his stick to turn it into the pipe. And then France would try again. Justin Adamo cutting in front, the 6'6" forward. 2 assists against Canada, but not quite a goal there against Germany. And then Tim Stützle to Draisaitl to Peterka. But just enough glove in the way of that shot as well from Antoine Keller. So the only goal in that second period, Bellemare from Perret, 4 minutes and 2 seconds in. And Keller, thus far, Germany having recorded 13 shots in the first period. They recorded 13 more shots in the second period. France had 10 shots of their own in the second period, but let's look at Keller and his positioning sense thus far in this game. You see he's now played a total of 80 minutes across 3 separate games. Save percentage you would say for most teams, nothing to write home about, but in this game he has been a brick wall for the most part. Maybe some loose cement in spots, but no goals conceded. There through the screen. That's a positional save to deny Fabio Wagner. There's that glove save again on Peterka. And then the other glove stop on Rida. That was really smart goaltending. It looks like the arm reacts belatedly, but really that's just how close it is. How quick the reactions have to be. That momentary movement, you see the end of it, but it's a great stop. And then that's definitely lucky, and support from Ovitsu to keep the puck out. But Keller, you see how he likes to position himself outside his crease. Narrow the angle. There's stopping Tiffels, score of Germany's second goal in this game. And then once again, shifting his weight to his left. There was net to shoot at for Peterka, but Keller's glove coming to the rescue. And so, France very much still alive here with a chance to reach the ice hockey quarterfinals tomorrow on the men's side. As we look out across a sunny day in Milan, this is the ice hockey schedule today. Switzerland against Italy on TNT Sports 4 right now, as well as on Discovery Plus. Czechia against Denmark coming up as the afternoon game, and then Sweden against Latvia, the nightcap. These 4 qualification playoff games today with the quarterfinals to follow tomorrow. Germany against France here. The winner will face Slovakia. The semifinals will reseed, so this is not a complete bracket, but we do know Finland will play either Switzerland or Italy, Canada against Czechia or Denmark, and the USA against Sweden or Latvia. And a lot of people's mouths are watering at the potential for a USA-Sweden quarterfinal. Those, by consensus, would have been 2 of the top 3 teams in the tournament prior to its beginning. But here, these are some of the lesser teams, but it's no less entertaining a game. And France, with that goal from Pierre-Edouard Bellemare, giving themselves a chance. 3-1 Germany going into the third period. Another beautiful day in Milan as we approach the third period of Germany against France. Let's take a look at 5 of the top goals in this competition so far.
Un giocatore francese. Attenzione adesso alla conclusione, che gol di Michael Kempny che scaglia un sicuro a trovare il raddoppio ceco. Here's Kachuk scores! Brady Kachuk! Aber Tiffels für Dreiseitel-Tor! 23 Sekunden Welcome Back auf der großen IIHF-Bühne. Leon Dreiseitel.
Med 2-1 här för USA. Jack Hughes har pucken, släpper den vidare. Och det är så tjusigt. Men där sitter pucken. Vilket hockeymål! Brock Nelson ökar på till 4-1.
À ce pas les laisser. On fait le tour de la cage et l'ouverture du score. Signé Juraj-Slafkovski. Évidemment, qui d'autre pourra récupérer cette offrande?
Good international flavor to the commentary across the different countries watching this Winter Olympic Games. There you see the goal-scoring leaders. Tim Stützle, 2 assists today, but no goals to add to the 4 he scored during the group stage, tied alongside Macklin Celebrini. You see the French team coming back out onto the ice with the Switzerland-Italy game 2-0 after 2 periods across town at the Rowe Ice Hockey Arena. Switzerland trying to set up a date with Finland tomorrow. Germany trying to advance to face Slovakia in the quarterfinals as well. There's Leon Draisaitl. 1 goal already tonight. Can he get some more for Germany here in the third? There is Lucas Reichel for Germany. Jordan Perret, who had the most shorthanded goals in the Czech Extra League last season with Mountfield HK. And if France wants to threaten an upset, Antoine Keller must keep the puck out of the net. France has conceded at least 4 goals in 8 of their last 10 major tournament games. And they will want to keep it down to 3 here and give themselves a chance. Third period underway at the Santa Giulia Ice Hockey Arena. France 2 goals behind against Germany. This is an elimination game. The winners of this contest will face Slovakia in the quarterfinals tomorrow. As Freddie Tiffels gives away at center ice to Belmar. It's knocked back forward by France. To the German goaltender Philipp Grubauer. Grubauer having a fine season thus far with the Seattle Kraken in the NHL. No real fault against him for a bizarre own goal, really, off of Moritz Muller's skate that beat him in the second period. Credited to the French captain, Pierre-Edouard Bellemare. But as Keller grabs that puck and gets a stoppage early here in the third. And you see it was a lucky 13 for him in terms of shots faced and shots stopped in the second. He came on in relief of Julian Janka. And Germany, that face-off draw will be retaken. I'm not sure quite what happened there between Stützle and Boudon. Eventually the draw is won by the Germans. Back to the point, and Moritz Müller. And now the French clear, and forward up the right wing comes Texier, trying to dangle against Visman, the Montreal Canadiens forward in the NHL. Texier. Germans have it back. Stützle, though, gives away. Fabre, the pass comes across in front. A chance here in the backhand. Can they force it home? The shove by Fabre, unable to beat Grubauer. And that's so easy. Could have been 3-2. It might still be. Shot taken here, but a great sprawling block by Reeder, who is slow to get up after absorbing the impact of that shot from France. As they have started the third period, as they had several stretches in the second of solid offensive attacking play. Adamo at center ice. Bertrand can't move the puck forward. But the French, they can strike early in this.
Germany trying to mean business. Difficult when they're up against the start that France have made in this period, but it means all the while that we've got an excellent contest on our hands in the final period to decide who goes into the quarter-finals. One goal for Germany could really knock down the French. As Draisaitl, big deflection on that one. But just talk to us about the importance of Keller since he's come into the goal from the second period and the amount of stops he's now made.
I think it's changed the complexion of the game. He's given his team confidence. He's made the huge saves on the stars. You saw Draisaitl in that last play. This was a terrific one on Peterka as he snatches it with the glove. In tight again, Ryder, another glove save. When you have a goaltender battling like this, it just brings your bench up. You understand he's got your back. He's letting them get their chances, but he's given them some life, and they've been much better. Germany's had their chances, though, and solid ones.
15 saves made by Keller since introduction after the first intermission. Draisaitl. Chatrooms for France gets the puck, and now De Costa's the one leading the charge for them. Waiting for options. He's able to just get it in front and touch through, and it goes wide of the net. Costa back into the slot again. And now Draisaitl on the break. Peterka up with him. Draisaitl finds him now. Peterka with a chance. Keller unbeatable.
He's been good. That's another great save.
De Costa bumps into Stützle.
That's twice he stopped Peterka in tight. In the second period, in all alone, he denies him on the backhand side. Peterka elects to shoot this time. Low blocker and another terrific save by Keller.
Keller just 21 years of age, his first Olympic Games, but he looks right at home here. There's Gallet down the other end. Opportunity for France. Germany digging in deep, and now another transition opportunity. Back to the blue line and Muller.
Important for Germany not to sit back either, and it looks like they're not trying to. They're continuing to push, continuing to find their chances. They're up against a hot goaltender right now, but they still have the 2-goal lead. That's not enough, I don't think, ever to really just sit back and try and contain. Keep pushing forward. The best way to defend is in the offensive zone, making the opposition defend.
Guebe. Cross for Ovitu. Trying to get it down the near side. It'll go back around the wall. Grubauer getting his stick on it. Bosk on the scene. Bertrand on the turn. Trey up with him, but Trey just a bit too eager to drift over the blue line there, and that means it's offside.
Yeah, and here's that chance again. Just a good stick as Perret, using his speed to get to that spot, just chips it a little bit wide. Beautiful pass by Draisaitl. Tepaturka on the fly gets that chance, and in tight once again denied. That look says it all. They've had some great chances, Germany, to extend their lead in this game, and Antoine Keller has been fantastic and perfect.
While Ever Keller remains perfect inside the France goal, it gives his teammates up the other end the opportunity to change this scoreline for the better. Reitz dumping it into the corner. Chekriashvili hot in pursuit. Grubauer was able to just get the fish out of the back of the net there. Big hit round the back. Opens up the chance. Reitz trying to play it through. Bozon on the ice at the moment, 95, who was flirting around the front of the net, but now he's the one quickest in retreat, trying to get on top of Tiffels. Tiffels able to invite Reichel into play. Now Muller. Visman, one-timer. Stopped at source by Keller. He gets a breather, so did France. It's a flurry of opportunities for both sides, but Germany remain 3-1 ahead.
Stutzle's on the ice, you have to have him checked at all times, or he will make plays like that. Has 2 points in this one, as Germany still has a 2-goal lead.
Hockey fans from around the world coming to Milano Cortina. No wonder the Czechs are smiling after the tournament they've had so far. Team USA on show as well. Draisaitl scoots out the face-off. Pendulum goes in favour of Germany for a moment. Now we will get the first penalty of this third period, and it could spell trouble this for France, who have done so well to keep their discipline.
They really have, and you know what? This is the first penalty in 2 periods almost. There was 2 penalties in the first period. But in this third period, it's going to be a holding call on Gallet as he just grabs on a little bit here and roughs up Peterka in the corner. So the third power play all going to Germany here in this game. They've already scored. They're 1 for 2 in the power play, looking to extend their lead here in the third.
Now they load up. Szymanski, Draisaitl, Stutzler all on the ice. France really needing to knuckle down now, as Germany will look to make them pay. Draisaitl for Peterka on the off wing here. Draisaitl once more, back for Seider, bit of room, and then invites the space for Draisaitl to work with. Tries to slot it through, opportunity, and there it is. It's tapped home by Szymanski, and the roar from the German forward just tells you the relief they feel now, as that may well be the goal that books their spot into the quarterfinals. It's another power play, it's another goal. Germany 4, France 1.
And it's more breathing room for Germany, as you mentioned. And this is good work in front by Szymanski. Excellent puck movement around, but for Draisaitl, he looks up and he goes, okay. He sees that Szymanski is there and also Stutzler going backdoor. So it's a double attack, really, as he zips this one through. He has the option for Szymanski. If he can't play it, it goes to Stutzler. But for Szymanski, stands his ground, gets the inside position, skate to stick, and puts this up over top. Keller for a 4-1 lead.
Belmar is able to get it high up the ice, and a lot of character needed now for France. They've done so much work to keep the game as even as they possibly can after conceding 3 in the first period. But this in danger of getting away from them now. Da Costa back there, switching it across the ice, but that will go out for icing as it's sent from inside his own zone and beyond the goal line without any further contact.
Well, there's Szymanski again, who just scored the power play goal to make it 4-1 from Germany. Strong in front of the net, out-battles his man, Thierry. And once he gets that inside positioning, skate to stick, and that celebration says it all. His first of the tournament.
Kelbler grabbing it with his glove, but unable to keep it down at his stick. Fabra for France. Where's the inspiration going to come from for Le Bleu as Germany look charged again and are hot on the attack? Perret back there to recover. Here's Da Costa. Webe bringing it down a notch. Feels now like France are back in the same position they were at the start of the second period. They responded well then, but time running out.
Yeah, the extended lead by Germany makes it that much more difficult. This is a team that's had trouble generating goals throughout the tournament, France. Some great work to make it a tighter game in the second period, carried it over into this third. But this power play goal right here, and again, it's the job by Szymanski. Draisaitl had some time to make this play, and he puts it right in the right spot. And it's a nice little nifty play by Szymanski from skate to stick, and all smiles coming by the German benches. They know a hard-pressing France team, they've extended the lead.
Tiffels nearly got it into the slot where Reichel was waiting. Fabra, sharp turn, trying to bamboozle Seider, which is quite the task, but France are able to keep progression of the puck to some degree. Draisaitl back there. Nice flick back for Seider. And ice opens up now with Tiffels waiting on the blue line for the puck and able to invite others into play. Draisaitl works the angle. The shot is saved. Reichel with the effort. And it's that angle that we've seen Germany open up a couple of times already in the match, and how quickly Keller has to be from right stick to left.
I mean, this is another great save, and he's made a lot of them in this game since stepping in the second period. And a beautiful pass by Draisaitl right in the wheelhouse for Reichel, and he gets this one away on the one-timer. And look at that, flash in the glove.
Peterka back for Visman, looking for Peterka once more. Such a crafty operator, Peterka, as he moves it back for Muller. Stutzler. Oh, it looked like he got away from him, but it's still under his spell. Stutzler wide. Velcro on the edge of the stick, it seemed there, as France just couldn't get it off him. And to keep such great control of the puck when the stick's so far out in front of you there, it's almost like a magic wand.
It is. Terrific skill. He knocked it out of the air, too, to bring it into himself. So just staying with the puck, such focus, and then just a little bit off on the shot that he attempted to take. But for Stutzler, he's had a strong game for Germany. We talked about it. Top players have to be your best players in an elimination game like this. Germany's players have been.
Effort dumped into the corner. Turka now on defensive duty. Work back left, fired in. Grabara got a piece of that one. There was a rebound opportunity momentarily. Still the opportunity there. Peterka, spread eagle on the ice, able to get his stick onto it. And now it goes into the centre zone, and Ovitu. Guebe. Bauer again not taking any chances and nudging it away with a combination of blocker and stick. Perret. Into the final 10 minutes as the puck goes dead into the German bench. Germany on course here for a spot into the quarterfinals. Germany 4, France 1 in the third. Well, we thought we might be able to hear the referee there. We couldn't, but you called it delay of game.
Delay of game as this puck goes over the glass. Misha Elis is the one that kind of chips this puck on the backhand side, and it goes up over top of the glass directly. Belmar is there saying no, and you can see the German players saying no, it hit the glass, but they all talked about it, and they were trying to really hard to sell the fact that it went off the glass, but the first power play for France in the game. So an opportunity to try and claw back in here.
And it could catch Germany cold. First chance on the power kill for them. It's in the third period. They've not had a chance to work on this yet. As France are trying to force the initiative, and fast. You see they've only scored the one power play goal out of 9 opportunities in the tournament so far. And Germany on the shorthand, trying to inflict a bit of a sting there. It was Storm with the effort. The only Stanley Cup winner on the ice. He wasn't able to crown Germany's lead here. France have had very minimal opportunities in this period, but they must create something from this 5-on-4. Da Costa is 2 in front of the net as he looks in towards that position. Traffic in front forces him back to Ovitu. Bit of room from the blue line. Shot from Belmar. Back to Ovitu again. He fires one in low. Kick save from Grabauer. Boudon spots Da Costa. Germany quick out to meet France here and put on the pressure, squeezing them in with their options. France need to move the puck a lot more efficiently than this if they're to create a shooting angle. And just 40 seconds left of this power play. Germany defiant. De Costa in the circle.
Big Sasha Trey in front too. Don't be afraid to get that puck to the net with a big screen.
Trey peeling off, creating an option momentarily towards the backboard, ignored by De Costa, and then moved back pretty feebly into centre ice.
Looking for that perfect play, and it just wasn't there. And, you know, sometimes the best shot is with a screen in front, just get it down into the danger zone.
Texier fires it towards the near side. Sider. Straight to Texier. Final chance on the power play for France. You feel Texier works the shot. Blocked in front. Fabre back to the blue line. There's a rebound opportunity here. France need a bit of fortune. Texier deflects over. And Germany back to full strength. And it was only the back end of that power play there we saw France begin to show their teeth.
You know, we talked about it earlier. That shot creates the chaos. And here's a good one. It finally gets through. It does deflect. This is a terrific left pad save by Grubauer on a good redirection. Ovitu just gets it through. And I believe it's Belmar that gets a big chunk of that one. Then Texier trying to release this one and drag. And Mo Sider with a great block with the left leg to extend at the right time.
Face-off comes straight after the penalty kill for Germany. Chance for them to reset, but France trying to strike while it's hot. Another rebound save from Grubauer. And now Peterka on the transition. Stutzler brings it brilliantly under control across for Dreisaitl, and Keller squeezed out the opportunity. Adamo trying to hit Muller, who did well to stay on his skates. Dreisaitl flicking through the gap. Stutzler on his bike with Gallet quick across. Big hit coming in from Stutzler. Peterka with the loose change. Rolling puck back for Muller. Peterka around the goal for Stutzler again. Still plenty of fighting there for the French. I'm sure some fatigue as well, and they need to find some inspiration from somewhere. Might get a loose puck here. Belmar desperate. There's going to be a penalty coming. So France will get another power play opportunity, but they almost didn't need it as that puck squirmed through.
If Belmar wouldn't have fallen down, that's where the infraction happened. Harold Kreis, the coach of Germany, loaded up after that penalty kill to try and get the momentum back, and they did spend a lot of time in the offensive zone. Tripping's going to be the call on Peterka. Marc-Edouard Belmar, as he gets in, kind of picks this puck off, and then Peterka in between the legs. Here's the rush we just saw. Stutzler with a nice job to knock this out of the air right to Dreisaitl and tight. And Keller is there to meet him as he tries to thread this through low. Good stick to extend by Keller.
France began to purr at the back end of the last power play. This one has to be cashed in on. Ovitu, Texier. Can he find the spark across the slot? It took a deflection as it went through. Hill back there for Germany. Belmar. Texier drifting out of the circle, and then we'll revisit it once again. There's traffic in front of goal. De Costa with a bit of an opening. There's a sliding interception. Grubauer out of his crease. Can France cash in on that? Not quite. Germany filling back in the spaces really well. Texier again. Back to the blue line. Work to De Costa. Texier once more. Blocked by Sider. Texier getting the rebound. Germany camped in. De Costa going in, and again another rebound opportunity, and they are finding the opportunities on this occasion.
A little more thinking shot on this second power play for the game, so right after one where they don't generate a whole lot, a couple good chances.
Now an opportunity. Trying to scoop it through there was Trey. Got that goal against Canada in the last match. This one would be much more important if he could half Germany's lead here into the final 5 minutes. and into the last 30 seconds of the power play. FRA, FRA fired into the top netting rather than the back of Philipp Grabauer's goal. But miraculous blocks in there from Germany, and they really had to roll up their sleeves.
They did. Wagner with a nice block here as he goes down and takes DaCosta's chance away, and then Ovitu with a nice pass up to Trey as he goes right into the middle, and he shoves this backhand, tries to go over the right pad of Grubauer. The big man scored against Canada a goal, and he celebrated that one, but he couldn't finish that play off in tight.
End of the penalty kill for Germany. Stutzler sweeping clear. Questions how good Germany's penalty kill would be at the back end of a match, and they've come up with the answers. France will look to keep the momentum. One-timer effort from Trey, grabbed by Grabauer, and Germany are back to full strength. They have that 3-goal lead over France here. 4:18 remaining. It's 4-1 Germany. Well, if you're Germany right now, you'd be almost feeling as though you've come through the worst of this one. The scare in the second period when France got the goal without return, and then to survive 2 power plays there, Germany absolutely have this game in their hands now.
And they created those power plays, France did, with their work ethic. So dug in, drew a couple calls, and they just couldn't really find that high-quality chance. Did get some shots through, but Germany weathered the storm. Some excellent penalty killing. And Philipp Grubauer, you have to have your goaltender be the best penalty killer on your team. He makes some good saves in tight and keeps it a 3-goal lead for his teammates. A little discussion with Draisaitl and Peterka saying, hey, you should go here, you should go there. I like this communication. These players haven't played a lot together, so anytime they can have conversations and just get their messages straight where they want to be. And Leon Draisaitl, the captain, initiated that one.
France and Germany in this qualification playoff. One of them has a place in the quarter-final awaiting them, and Germany look like they're on the road to getting there. Looking like France's final 4 minutes in these Milano Cortina 2026 Olympic Winter Games. And they're going to have to leave everything out there on the ice if they're to put any doubt in Germany's minds. Don't rule them out on getting one here as the opportunity comes in front. Chance for a rebound. Grabauer again, feathering the puck away. Guebe. Fabra finds the space, centre ice. This is the moment for Texier, and he can't make it count. Grabauer standing firm, and that probably the best of the lot. Draisaitl on the other end of the ice. Big hit from Guebe. Draisaitl up against the French number 5 again. Galay helping out his teammate. Texier drifts off the ice, and he'd been waiting for a moment in these Olympic Winter Games, and I think that one was it, and Philipp Grabauer is the one getting the flowers.
Terrific save, and that's the guy you want to send in alone is Texier.
Another save from Grabauer to move the puck away. France go 6-on-5 now. Keller out of the picture and into the bench. And the open goal left by France with 3 minutes remaining just to go. Hell for leather and give everything at this. But the loose puck with a 3-goal advantage means that Germany can just pick their spot whenever they like here. There's always that risk of icing still if they go deep from inside their own half. But the open goal will be luring them in. And this is Stutzler. France trying to cover quickly and doing a job. Stutzler going down, and Germany's chance comes and goes. Still the open goal there. They go for it this time. The deflection takes it away. Desperate sticks flailing in the air from France to stop that puck resulting in the 5th goal.
Yeah, good job. They'll not allow that one to go in. Time winding down here, just right around 2 minutes left, so some good defending. France has to find a way to get this puck in deep.
Texier, wind in his sails, gets it into the German zone. He took a touch on the way through, so no icing. 2 minutes remaining now. Germany on course for a final 8 position. Shot coming through there that, again, Grubauer is able to meet. And when you look at the saves count coming up now, 28 during the course of the match. Just the 1 goal against.
He's been good, and he had to make some real good ones. This is his best of the game right here on Texier. Sent it alone on a breakaway. Tries to go for that perfect spot above the right pad below the blocker and punches it away. France is going to take a timeout here to go over some last plays with limited time on the clock. The extra attacker with the goalie on the bench, and they'll try and find a way to score a quick one and go from there down by 3. For Germany, they're huddling as well on the German side of things and saying, listen, we need to shut this down. If we can win a face-off, it's so key in these situations. Who comes up with possession off that face-off? You get it out of harm's way. It'll be Leon Draisaitl taking this one. He's taken more face-offs than anybody in this tournament.
Well, the new generation of hockey fans absolutely loving what they're seeing here, and that's the beauty of these Olympic Winter Games in Milano Cortina. France's final 2 minutes in these Olympic Winter Games, unless they find a miracle in Milano. And they're going 6 on 5 with the empty net still, with Texier driving this one from deep. Bertrand is the target. Sider on hand to scoop away.
That's a smart play by Rita right there. He didn't try and make the perfect play. He knew he just had to get it out of the zone. That's what he does, killing the clock.
Da Costa. And the Germans standing so tall, not letting much room at all inside their own zone. Now an opportunity with the empty net here, and this could crown it for Storm. Nico Storm works an angle and tickles it home, and Germany will be making the quarterfinals of these Olympic Winter Games. Nico Storm making sure, and Germany booking their place.
That seals it. And for Storm, known for his defensive play on the ice to run down the clock here. Draisaitl could have attempted it himself. He was at the red line but decides to pass it across. That unselfishness. Just get it in the net, finish it off, and Germany will advance to the quarterfinals.
Germany hitting 5 for the first time in this tournament. And it's a scoreline that suggests perhaps greater dominance than has been the reality. But Germany have got that firepower on the ice, and we're always capable of punishing Yorick Trey's team, who have fought back with so much heart and fight, but today, just not their day.
After 4 shots in the first period, they've got 30 on the board here. And after 2 periods of really putting the pressure on Germany, who defended well. Grubauer made some great saves, but in the end, Germany too strong.
Antoine Keller back in between the posts for France.
Germany never really let him set up with the extra attacker as well, so that was good management of making sure the puck was coming up the wall, didn't give France any life, and then eventually in the open net. We talk about their offense with 5 goals in this game, but they did play well defensively when they had to. They closed things down, and their goaltender was pretty good too.
30 seconds left on the clock. France have produced some big moments in their first Olympic Winter Games since 2002. The lead that they held in the second period against Czechia, the 2 goals they managed to put away against Canada. Not many teams will be able to do that. But this just a step too far, and Germany look on course for the last day.
Yeah, good on them, though. You know what? They came into this tournament. They haven't been here for a long time. A lot of veteran, older players on Team France. Be proud of yourself. You gave it your best effort.
Germany are through into the quarterfinals. Leon Draisaitl will lead the powerhouse of Team Germany into the last day. They've come through this qualification playoff test against France, who were resolute and fought doggedly throughout, but their journey comes to an end. For Germany, is it only just beginning? It's finished here. Germany 5, France 1.
Yeah. Germany was definitely the favorite here. Coming into this game, they knew it. That's how they played in the first period with 3 unanswered goals. And from that point on, France pushed, but a little bit too much of a lead to overcome. The captain, Leon Draisaitl, leading the handshake, and Marc-Edouard Bellemare, also the captain for France, the oldest player in this tournament, 40 years old. Scored the only goal of this game in his final tournament game this Olympics.
And of course, for Team France, this is a program that is building. The fact that they've made the rise to be here at Milano Cortina only bodes well for them hosting their own games next time around.
Well, they've had a taste now, right? And every young player watching their countrymen battle for France want to be those players as well. And now, you know, Texier is a guy that's young. He's 26 years of age. He's going to continue to improve. A lot of older players on this France team. I like that, though. They wanted to give back to the guys that have supported coming into their and representing their country on numerous occasions, waiting for this opportunity to get into the Olympics. 2002 was the last time. They're back again. A lot of handshakes and hugs on this one. A lot of respect. You love this sportsmanship.
And that was a knowing embrace there between Pierre-Edouard Bellemare and Philippe Grubauer. Bellemare saying, when you're in form like that, mate, we were always going to struggle.
Yeah, absolutely. He was good. And, you know, he had to be, because the push was real from France. They had their opportunities. They pushed at times, and Grubauer was there to answer that call. Only 1 goal gets by him. It's Bellemare, and you can tip your cap there. You're up against a hot goaltender. But France left it out there. They pushed right to the end, but Team Germany too strong in this one, and they move on to the quarterfinals.
What a moment for Pierre-Edouard Bellemare leaving the ice. We hope for not the last time in Olympic Winter Games. Age has never been a barrier for him before. But what a credit he has been leading Team France in these Olympic Winter Games. An adulation for Team Germany, who go marching on into the quarterfinals. Third Olympic meeting between Germany and France, but the stakes have never been higher between these two, with a last 8 position on the line in these Olympic Winter Games. Germany were quick out of the traps with a power play goal inside the first 5 minutes of this one. Captain Leon Draisaitl hitting the front. It wasn't long before they doubled their advantage. His childhood mate Frederick Tiffels managing to scoop one past Julian Juncker. Juncker's action came to a close at the end of this first period after being beaten on 3 occasions. JJ Peterka rounding off a fine first 20 minutes. In the second period, France needed a response. They changed their goaltender, and they got a change in fortune as well. The captain, the veteran, Pierre-Edouard Bellemare, being able to just find a bit of French fortune to bring the game back to 3-1. Chances came and went in the third as France tried to make themselves competitive. Philippe Grubauer, unbeatable in the final period though, and it meant ultimately that when Germany were presented with another power play, they took the opportunity and were 4-1 ahead, meaning that they will be in the last 8 and in the quarter-finals. Germany go marching on. Well, Germany getting the 3 in the first period, bookended by the 2 in the final 20. France, the only ones to get on the score sheet in period 2, but it wasn't enough for them, as they were ultimately outbeaten by a Germany team who will be looking for a spot on the podium as they advance into the quarter-finals. So this is what it means. Germany will face Slovakia in the quarter-final of the men's ice hockey competition. Slovakia getting a bye into the next round after winning their group, but Germany have the momentum now, where they know if they were to progress beyond the quarters, the heavyweights of Canada and the United States could be waiting for them. Team Germany know that they will have another match to look forward to in Milano Cortina. Is it clicking for them all at the right time? Germany advancing into the quarter-finals of the men's ice hockey competition despite a French fight back in the second period. Germany with just too much quality, too much class. They'll be in the last 8 as they defeat France here 5-1 at Milano Cortina.